Okay, again, very warm good afternoon, everyone. This is Vignesh from Subtronica Group, Director for the Subtronica Group. I hope everyone is staying safe at their respective places and have resumed their work now by now. Okay, so yes, let me go to the presentation. Okay, yep, we are Subtronica Group, an associate service partner and implementation partner for the Dassault system SolidWorks. We are a small team. Before we go to today's agenda, just a brief about ourselves. So we are a small team which intending to the bridge gap between the different departments of the organization, right? We have a vision of the streamlining the day-to-day activity of the workflow in manufacturing segment. We help in the complete design data management and design data securities. These are the few of the services what we offer. Design data management with SolidWorks Enterprise Product Data Management and SolidWorks Manage. We do offer services in SolidWorks Enterprise Product Data Management and SAP integrations. We do CAD-based API customization. And last is the we do design automation services. And last, the automation of bill of material with BOM Creator. BOM Creator is a SolidWorks CAD add-on tool developed by our team for the automation of bill of materials, right? So we all understand today's agenda is the automation of bill of material. We are going to talk about the automation of bill of material. So before that, let's understand what is the need of bill of material. Why do we create bill of materials? We create bill of material to understand the number of fabrication or manufacturing parts or bought out items in any machine, in our machine, to identify the purchase item, BOP items, and based on their lead time, to understand the total composition of machine, the weight details of different grades of material being used in our machine. Also to understand what are the items which are required to be manufactured in-house, what are required to be outsourced. There are a lot of things which a bill of material drives. So bill of material becomes our heart of our complete design department and complete manufacturing sector. And we do have something in SolidWorks. We do have a bill of material in SolidWorks, right? But we identified few gaps in SolidWorks BOM, which we see in day-to-day activity, which we actually face as a designer, we face in day-to-day life. Okay, let's first understand what are the functionalities available in SolidWorks, and then we'll see what we have add-on in that subject. So first is the top-level bill of material, which actually gives us the details of first level of components in any machine or any SolidWorks assembly, the top-level BOM. Second is the parts-only BOM. Parts-only BOM is nothing but the complete details of manufacturing parts, bought out hardware, all the SolidWorks part available in my machine, in my SolidWorks assembly. Okay, so it's a part level list. Next is the SolidWorks Intended BOM. SolidWorks Intended BOM is nothing else but the hierarchical BOM of a complete machine. So it will identify the sub-assemblies, different sub-assemblies, and their child hardware, BOP parts, everything. So it gives you the level by level detail of complete machine, complete assembly, complete SolidWorks assembly. Okay. So now, in fact of having these functionality in SolidWorks, we still face a lot of issues in our day-to-day life as a designer. What are those? First major issue is we spend a lot of time in creating and uploading BOMs in our SAP or ERP systems, right? So right now in manufacturing sector, there are most, we would say around 80-85% industries are right now on SAP or ERP system, right? And basically this platform is adopted in manufacturing sector so that they can share the bill of materials, they can share a lot of other reports to other departments by uploading it somewhere, right? So basically this ERP system, we spend a lot of time in creating and uploading BOMs. So there are two ways we do it. We share BOM. One is we manually type each and every component, each and every part number with the respective details. Second is We prepare a complete BOM in Excel or CSV format, make it compatible, and upload in our SAP system. Again, everything is a tedious job, a time-taking job. And most importantly, this is a manual job. And what this manual job causes us, it gives us a chaos between the design, the production, planning, and purchase. Because whenever you are making something manually, there are chances we do some mistake. A manual intervention gives you errors, right? And this eventually creates a chaos, inter-department chaos. And this mistake is, by the way, not identified during the design phase, but it is identified during the assembly of machine or the dispatch of machine, which actually becomes too late. Next major issue is the segregation of parts based on type. What do I mean by segregation? Segregation is like we have a machine, we have manufacturing parts, bought out parts, hardware, etc. Right? So now the initial concern of our production department, the manufacturing department, is only the manufacturing parts, not the purchase or BOP items. And similarly, for purchase or procurement department, the initial first priority becomes the segregation of hardware and the BOP items. So now, as soon as they receive the bill of material, they get busy in segregating their concerned items, because they have to differentiate and they have to take down their own parts for their further process and activity, right? Next is the delay of delivery project because of improper planning. What do we mean by improper planning? Right? We get orders, we build machines, we make SPMs, we make packaging machines, different, etc. But every order does have a set delivery date, right? And every order has to be executed and planned in such a way so that every project has to be delivered in given delivery time, right? So now, what do we mean by planning? When we plan the manufacturing or the procurement of the item, every manufacturing component has its own manufacturing lead time, or every purchase component does have its market available lead time, or the purchase lead time, what we say, right? So now say there is a component, if I release a drawing today, can be manufactured in say 10 days of time. There are components which could be made say in 25 days of time. There are components which could be made in 2 days of time. So every component has its own manufacturing lead time. And if we do not plan them based on their lead time, we tend to affect our project getting delayed, right? So this is again, we are seeing the major issues, what we say in day-to-day life, in day-to-day activities of in any manufacturing company. Next, another major issue is the tracking of release of drawings. So what is this? As a designer, we release drawings to production, quality, purchase. But eventually what happens is the production team comes back. They say they haven't received the drawing. They don't have it. They ask you, to whom did you give the drawing? So basically, as a designer or as a engineer, what we do is we maintain the records in our Excel, or say we do maintain it in some register wherein we inform that these are the drawings which are released to this person. And sometimes eventually we miss the entry and we get to lose the track of the release of drawings, which eventually again creates a lot of issues in inter-department issues. Actualized costing, right? The project costing, the project budget, right? Because we calculate the project cost, we calculate the complete cost of the machine, but eventually sometimes we miss the most important component of costing, and we getting a cost budget contingency in the project, right? Last issue what we are going to see is the handling of production of multiple machines at the same time. So now what happens is, we say I'm an SPM manufacturer. I have 5, 6, 7, 10 different models of machines I do make in daily. So we say I received an order for all those machines at a time. So now it becomes a major challenge to maintain the accurate project level accuracy, and which drawing has to be released first, which has to be released later, and how it has to be prioritized, everything, right? So now, looking at these issues, we identified these are the major issues wherein every designer is working with, right? So as a part, what we have designed is, there's something called, we designed is BOM Creator. So now this BOM Creator is a one-point solution to all your problems, what we discussed right now. So it actually helps you create BOMs in clicks, BOMs which can be readily uploaded in your ERP or SAP system. And most importantly, these BOMs can be created during the design phase itself. You need not wait for the drawings to getting completed. Your CAD models are ready. All the reports are created through your SolidWorks CAD model. So you need not wait for the design. Wait for the completion of drawing. You can just quickly go and click and start generating your reports right from your 3D CAD model. Right. Let me take you to the interface of the software. So this is the basic interface of our software. So now here, what we see is like the first option is the ERP BOM, design BOM, part list, bought out list, part list. So now the first option is the ERP BOM. This option helps you create a ready to upload BOM to your SAP or ERP system. You can give us your format. We can customize your format as per your industry or SAP requirement. And you can just directly click and create a report which can be uploaded in your SAP or ERP system. We'll see this slide, how we have done. Next is something is design BOM. Design BOM is nothing but an enhanced version of our SolidWorks intended BOM. This gives you this again gives you a level by level detail of each and every subassembly and component, and at last it additionally gives you the complete composition of your machine, the finished weight basically. So it will give you, say, if you're making a 25-ton machine, a 30-ton machine, it will give you the composition, like how much is stainless steel, how much is aluminum, how much is plain carbon steel, right? So complete summary of your complete machine. Next is something called part list. So this button, this option gives you to quickly create a segregated list of your manufacturing components. This list will only have the details of the manufacturing components. It won't have the details of hardware. Next is similarly something called bought out list. So this bought out list is again a segregated list which you can create out of your SolidWorks CAD, and segregated list for only BOP items. Okay. Similarly, if your industry needs a similar further types, you can create a further types. We can help you create those types, and you can just do your segregation in clicks, right? So let's say this is a component we want to create a BOM, right? So I can just quickly go. And the best part is you will be always working with the main assembly. You need not go worry about the child and sub assemblies. You can just quickly go and click and pick the main assembly, and you can say open. It takes the time, little bit of time based on the size of the component, and it quickly generates your report in Microsoft Excel format. I hope you're able to see my screen.
No, sir, we won't be. Hello?
Hello, yeah, you're not able to see your screen?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Just a second. Again. Now, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah. Now you are able to see the Excel report, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the report, what we have generated out of a BOM Creator. Okay, so these are the certain set of fields you can see. So these fields can be customized as per your requirement. And these can be customized based on the industry requirements of your SAP or ERP system. And let me explain how this BOM has been created. There you go. So right, this is the machine, this is the assembly, SolidWorks assembly, and say there's one sub assembly, there are two sub assemblies, say there are three sub assemblies down there, right? You can see this. Okay, so now what it has done is like it has created the detail, like this is the first sub assembly, its child, this is the second sub assembly, its child, this is the third sub assembly and their child, and the first level components. Okay, so all the reports are created in Microsoft Excel format. Next option is the design BOM. So design BOM, again, what I'll just quickly go and pick this. It again takes 2-3 minutes of time. It again actually depends on the size of your machine or the size of the assembly. So number of components, number of features. Actually, it takes the delay is basically based on the size and the features of the machine. So for the convenience, I've just created few reports already. I'll just show you that. So this is the design BOM basically. So again, as I said, this is an enhanced version of your SolidWorks intended BOM. So this is the main assembly name, this is assembly-wise bill of material, this is a detail of complete first level, the sub-assembly, its child, second sub-assembly, its child, third sub-assembly, its child, and finally the summary. So this gives you a glimpse what are the material, different grades of material being used in my machine, and what is their respective weight. So now during the design phase itself, I can identify how much weight is needed to do the complete to make this complete machine, right? So there you go, it is created again. You can see it is creating this BOM, the design BOM. You can see this, right? So it extracts the complete and gives you the complete summary, right? And again, most important thing, if you want to customize any of these fields, this can be done as per your requirement. As per your requirement. Let's go further. There's a part list. Similarly, you can just quickly go and create this part list. So say if I want to create a part-wise segregated list, I can just quickly go and click and create. So it gives me the details of only the manufacturing parts. The best part of all BOM Creator is in all your reports, you get this material summary, except the BOP and hardware, since they are procured based on the quantity numbers. Rest all the reports will have the summary of your complete material summary, right? So now production can quickly identify what are the items, for how much weight he needs to book at the store, right? Similarly, the bought out list, bought out hardware list. So it has the details of complete hardware and the BOP items, right? Going further, there's something called priority part list. What is this priority? As we discussed during the presentation, every manufacturing component has its own manufacturing lead time. So item having higher lead time, basically the item taking longer time to get manufactured, would be my high priority list, high priority item. The item taking an average time to get manufactured would be my medium priority item. The item taking the least time to get manufactured would be part of my low priority list, right? So now as a designer, we would always try to release the drawings which will take higher time to get manufactured first. So you can just quickly create these reports. So right, this is a high part list, part wise below material high priority. So these are my high priority items. I can just quickly go and give it to my production team and say, you have to manufacture this first, this second, and this third, right? A clear instruction which actually expedites your complete manufacturing cycle. We all know these are very small things, but it actually matters during the complete manufacturing process. It actually help you. This software will basically help you to cut down the time which actually gets wasted because of a lot of other stuff. Similarly, talking about the priority bought out list. If you want to get the bought out list generated, you can just quickly go and prioritize this stuff, and it will give you the details of bought out, right? Similarly, let's say we have a pneumatic cylinder which takes say 6 weeks to get delivered. So right now I need to order that. So I'll plan that first, right? Moving further, issue details. One of the interesting features, right? So we have been talking about the tracking of release of drawings. So now with this feature, this will help you to keep a track of what drawing has been released, to whom it has been released, how many times this has been released, right? I can just quickly go, click, I say open. So it will quickly populate your list, which complete details of to whom this list has been given, when was it given, how many times this file has been given. So now if at any point of time any department comes in and tells you you have not given, you can just show up this list, right? So you can see the progress bar here. It actually gives you the glimpse that how the processing is going on or not. This quick glimpse will give you that idea that this is getting in process and something is being created. It has already started creating. Just quickly have a look. It has created. It gives you a message. This BOM has been created successfully. So now this is the part. This is the issue to production. So now this is the part number, description, issued to this gentleman. This was the issue date and how many times this file has been issued, right? So this is a knob holder. This has been issued to this gentleman on this date, and this is the time, number of times the drawing has been released. A quick view of what has been released, what has not been released, right? There's one option. So there are, you can customize your any other department if you want to add here. You can add any number of department as per your requirement. And there's one more option we can see is the issue to none. This option actually is for the designers like who do not release, like who normally happen to release the drawings partially, because say I'm handling 1,000 component, 2,000 component machine. So as a designer, we do not release all the drawings together. So now you can you release partially. Say you release 100 drawings today, 200 drawings today, 300 drawings. So you can. So what this option gives you the idea of drawings which are not released yet, and you release only those drawings which have not been released yet. Yeah. Next is the basic segregation of the items required to be manufactured in-house or what are required to be outsourced. So just again, you can click and generate the in-house and outsourced report, right? And in-house can be given to the production department, outsourced can be given to the purchase department. One of our decorative feature would say project costing, right? Any project, what we say is the 5 major components which drive the complete project costing. What are those? Material, handling, or what we say is the labor cost, the engineering cost, packing cost, and the transportation cost. These are the 5 parameters what we are considered. Again, if your industry has any other parameter that can also be incorporated in this, right now this has been made keeping in mind these 5 major components. So now the first component is like fabrication cost, the engineering cost, the packing cost, the transportation cost, right? So now what is this fabrication cost? Fabrication cost is nothing but the material plus handling charges. So now let's say I want to do a costing of this machine. I just quickly browse there. So now what it does is it will basically give the complete composition, what are the different grades of material being used, and what weight it is being used. And as a designer, what we need to do is we need to fill in the per kg cost of our material. So when I say per kg cost, it's like say plain carbon steel, I say 130 rupees a kilo. So now this 130 rupees a kilo is the cost to my organization. This is a lump sum cost to my organization. Okay. So when I say lump sum cost, it's like it includes the material cost, the labor cost, the operation cost, the surface treatment cost, everything. So again, say let's say we say stainless steel, it's 350 rupees a kilo. So now it includes again the material, the labor, the operation, the welding, pickling, passivation, etc. Everything, right? So now this basically gives you the complete finished weight cost of your complete machine. So there you go. So this is the material, this is the weight, and I'll just put in my cost here. 350 rupees say for this. So I put PF, say I put say 100 rupees. For this I put say 80 rupees. In carbon steel I say 130 rupees a kilo. Cast alloy I say 110. Again say 80. So these all cost is your industry standard cost and your cost to your industry, cost specific to your industry. Okay. So this is my fabrication cost. I've done it. I'm done here. So I'll just go further for the engineering. Here again, engineering. Let's say there I'm doing some design engineering. I have some design engineering, and this machine takes say 150 hours to get completed, and my per hour engineering cost is 1,000 rupees per hour. Next, I do some structural calculation. I say I take 50 hours to do this complete structural calculation. I'd say my 2,500 rupees is my per hour structural calculation cost. Say I got to do CFD calculation also. It's a say 10-hour job, and it cost me 5,000 rupees per hour. Okay. So this covers my engineering, and you can just go and key in all your important components of your engineering if you want. Next is the packing cost. Packing, say for domestic orders, we do roadworthy packing. For international export orders, we do receiver-worthy packing. So we can just mention, say this is my roadworthy packing. So this is my domestic order. I just put my roadworthy, and I need to put my box size of the packing. What is my length, width, and height? So I say 100 feet by 50 feet by 250, and number of boxes I say 2. And now I need to put the per cubic feet cost of my packing cost, since the packing cost is basically per cubic feet, right? So say roadworthy packing cost me 25 rupees per cubic feet. Okay. Last is the transportation. Say I need a 40 feet truck for loading this, and say I need 2 numbers of these, and my cost per vehicle is say 80,000 rupees. And I just need to do is click report, create report, and I'll get my complete report generated here. So you can see this is my engineering cost. Sorry, this is my fabrication cost. This is my engineering cost. This is my packing cost, and this is my transportation cost, and this is my total project cost. So complete project costing in a single click. And again, I repeat, if you want to incorporate any other further type of cost in this, you can ask us. We can just customize this based on your requirement. Right? Our last important function is the comparison of machines. Right? We have been talking in our presentation, right? The handling of production of multiple machines. Right. So now what happens is say we have 5-6 different models of machines we manufacture. Okay. So now what happens is there is a possibility. There are chances. What happens is there are common components in 5 different machines or 6 different machines. and there are unique components, and of course there are some unique components also. Okay, so now so with this comparison option, we are giving you a provision where you can compare 5 machines at a time, at a max of 5 machines at a time, and it will give you the details of common assemblies, common parts, common hardware, common BOP items. So what does it, what is that actually gives me the advantage on this? So this will basically help me, like say there's a machine when I've taken into production, right? There's a part number, say, which is in 2 quantity in machine 1, okay, and there's the same part is available in my assembly 2, okay, and say the quantity is in 5 numbers, okay. So now say I take I take planning for my first machine as 2 numbers, and second machine I take planning as 5 numbers, okay. I plan both differently, both the machines are considered different, and now what happens is I tend to lose my lot of scrap of material in my, due to planning of only 2, when I'm planning it for 2 parts. And when I'm planning it for 5 parts, I may tentatively save little material, but again, there will be some scrap. But if I plan 2 plus 5, 7 components at the same similar parts, I tend to save more material, more scrap material, right? Because I've taken into consideration all the common parts. And when I take all the common parts in single production cycle, single time, I can plan it, I can use the material, and my scrap is ultimately reduced considerably, which is again a huge margin to our organization, which is we can give back. Okay. Next, say if I identify, say, common BOP or hardware items, say I place an order for 100 nut bolts, I get a different price. But when I order it for 1,000 components, I'll get a huge price negotiation, chance of price negotiation. All right. Let me see what kind of report we can get. So here, this is the, say I compared 2 machines. What I get is the common details, this is the part number, this is the description, the quantity in machine 1, the quantity in machine 2, the total quantity. So now with this report, I only need to attach only one drawing. I need not attach multiple drawings. I can leave only one drawing, one single drawing. I can save a lot of paper again. And I attach this report, and which will give you the shall give the glimpse of how many component has to be manufactured and how many have to be assembled. Similar, as you see, these are the comparison of parts. So this is the quantity in machine 1, quantity in machine 2, and the total quantity, right? Going further, say if I want to identify the BOP items, say this is my BOP list, right? Say take it for the hardware. So this is the same. All right. So this is it from my presentation part. You can go ahead and ask your queries, please. Anyone having any questions, any queries, please go ahead and ask.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. So
Yes,
this
sir.
is only to take the data from SolidWorks only.
Yes, sir. This is only for right now, for only for SolidWorks.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Suppose like we have exported from an IGS file to a PRT file, like to a part file for SolidWorks, or an assembly file from an IGS model to a SolidWorks model. So will it be able to work in that scenario also, or do we have to redefine all the surfaces and everything back?
No, actually, look, you can use the same files because basically you have already saved the extension. What it will accept is the SolidWorks ASM and SolidWorks PRT, SLD PRT. Okay, so you have to make sure the files are saved in that format. Okay, then only it will be able to browse. We have designed it for only SolidWorks files, as we say. Okay, so now it has the extension has to be the same what we need of the SolidWorks. Then it will be able to read the files.
To SolidWorks format.
Yeah.
Actually, it would be able to read.
Yes, yes.
And
The sort
this
of,
is a
if
third-party software. Right? You need to
yes,
install it.
yes. This is a separate add-on. This is a plugin to your SolidWorks CAD system. This is a top-up to your SolidWorks CAD system, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. So there are a few things I would like to add here. So again, this BOM Creator works with only SolidWorks CAD, any SolidWorks CAD system, standard, professional, or premium. It could be any SolidWorks CAD package. All the reports are generated in Microsoft Excel right now. If you want in any other extension, you have to let us know so that we can customize it and give it to you. And right now, Microsoft Excel has to be mandatorily installed in your system and working for getting the reports out. And all the reports details can be customized as per your industry, vertical industry requirements. This is the product matrix of our BOM Creator. There are three modules. What we're talking is BOM Creator Lite, BOM Creator Advanced, and BOM Creator Premium. And the BOM Creator Lite will have the functionalities of complete design BOM, ERP BOM, complete part list, the segregated part list, what I said, the complete BOP list, the complete manufacturing priority part list, priority bought out list. And SolidWorks Advanced will have all the features of Lite, plus it will have the details of the drawing issue details, the fabrication place detail, and the project cost. Premium will have all the features of Lite and Advanced, plus the comparison of machines. So, if there's one more offer we are running right now, people who feel this product can be useful for their organization can send us a request for the 7 days trial so that we can install and you can have a free hands-on experience on this tool and you can actually evaluate our product. So any questions, any queries?
Is there any support for this package which you're giving? Suppose we have bought this software and we need any kind of support.
So
So
that will be given by our team. So that will be given by us. We have partners across India.
Okay.
We have local partners there. So we have partner in Mumbai. We have partners in Delhi. We do have partners in different regions. So all our support engineers are working on this constantly. Will help you if you require any kind of support or assistance. If there are no more questions, we'll just quickly wrap. I'd like to thank everyone for sparing your valuable time for attending our webinar. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Good day.
Thank you. Sugar, hold on. Stop recording.